Hey guys, I'm Greg. And honestly, some days I can't even remember all the stuff I've bought on the internet. But if there's one thing I know for sure, it's that e-commerce, in other words, the act of selling and buying online, is huge. And if you want to get involved and create your own online store where you can sell whatever you make, then you're in the right place. But there's one problem. When people make an e-commerce website with Shopify, BigCommerce, Weebly, or maybe Big Cartel, these people don't get to see the e-commerce process. You don't get to play around with the checkout page, the cart, the My Account, and a lot of that stuff is stored separately inside the website where you make it because they're actually charging you fees. So then I see people making an e-commerce website from scratch and they have to design the cart and the checkout and all the PHP and JavaScript that goes into actually processing a transaction on their own, which obviously takes forever. So I found the perfect happy medium for you guys, and that's to use SiteGround plus WordPress to create your online store with no coding needed. So all you need to focus on is just uploading your products and making it look pretty. Because we're using WordPress, that means you get the same powerful content management system, or CMS, used by tons of name brands, and it's the same thing a local web designer would probably charge you about $5,000 to use if you contacted them in your local town. But of course, we're gonna do it for free together. And because we use SiteGround, when we install WordPress, it's actually gonna come with all that e-commerce goodness, like a cart, a checkout page, a your account, all sorts of stuff people need to actually process the transaction through PayPal and credit cards, because SiteGround partnered up with WooCommerce, the #1 e-commerce solution on WordPress, to make sure you get all those things prepackaged with your WordPress installation. Believe me guys, ever since I made my first e-commerce website for a woman in New York City's Lower East Side who sold bracelets and fashion gear, until now, when I make e-commerce websites for bigger brands, WordPress has only been growing in strength. And today, I want to give those tools to you. And make sure you watch till the end because we'll be running an e-commerce giveaway and I'll show you how to get one-on-one personal website consulting with yours truly. All right, so if you're ready, I'm ready. Grab yourself something to drink. Let's run the intro, check out the steps that we need, and then let's learn how to make an e-commerce website with WordPress. Let's do it. In today's video, we're going to feature Connor Sullivan's website and try to create a website like Connor's. Connor's a famous YouTuber, and I really liked watching his videos from Germany, USA, Asia, and beyond. Super inspirational, and thanks so much, Connor, for showing us how to live out our dreams every day and just get out there and do it. You have a really cool shop, so we're going to try to keep it simple like Connor and create inspirational products that sell. All right, Connor, hope you see this. Thanks again, man. Alright guys, to get started and make your e-commerce website with WordPress, you can visit wordpress.org if you want, but you don't need to click Get WordPress or download anything from this site because our web host of choice today, SiteGround, has unlimited copies that they're going to help us install super easily. But you might want to click on Showcase to check out all the other household brands that run WordPress websites that you get to join today when you join WordPress. So, to get the ball rolling, let's open up the description beneath your videos and click on the SiteGround link to get you the best SiteGround discount and the newest WordPress tools at SiteGround. Alright guys, so welcome to SiteGround. So you might wonder, why do you want to be on the Manage WordPress hosting page right here instead of on the normal web hosting page right here? We can see we get all sorts of other essential WordPress features. Obviously, we don't want to miss out on that. And that's basically the reason we're going to get Manage WordPress hosting instead of the web hosting. Same price, more features. Okay, so now that we all understand that, we can just move forward. And even though they're saying the bestseller is the Grow Big, we're on a budget today, so we're just going to go with Startup, crafted for a great WordPress start. And now you can click on the Get Plan button. Okay guys, so step 1 was just choosing the plan that we did right there. So that's done, and now I'll walk you through all of step 2 and step 3 so that you can move forward and install your WordPress software flawlessly, and I'll try to answer any questions that might come up along the way, but also let me know in the comments. Alright, so the next order of business is to enter your domain name. If you have a new one, click the top box here and pop in your new domain name. Or if you already own a domain, like from GoDaddy or somewhere else, just check this bottom box. But in my case, I have a new idea for a domain name and I want to get everything at SiteGround today. So I'm going to click register new domain, and then pop in SiteGround website WP guide. Alright, then on the right you'll see a drop down menu for .com, but there's also plenty of other options that could be cool, like .net, .org, .biz. The .com is the most recognizable. That's probably what people will think of when they think of your site. Like, nobody imagines visiting facebook.org when someone tells them to go to Facebook. And the .com is also the most profitable if you want to sell your website someday. However, any of these other domain names might be helpful to tell people what you're about, like you're about clothing or coffee, and you can rank in Google pretty much just as good with any domain name extension here. All right, and click proceed. All right, cool. The next order of business is to create our account. So with SiteGround, we just need an email and a password, and you have an account. All right, and then confirm the password, and we're done with that. Scrolling down, you can give yourself some client information. If SiteGround asks for your full postcode, just Google yourself and you can get the full 9-digit postcode. And then phone number. All right, good job. Now we can come down to payment information here. All right, so just pop in your payment information like you would at any sort of online shopping experience, like at Apple, Amazon, eBay, Ebates, wherever you shop online. So I'm just gonna blank this out here and enter in my payment info. All right, sorry guys, getting a lot of text here. You'll see that SiteGround also accepts Visa, MasterCard, and Discover, so I hope that helps you out. But if you can only pay with PayPal or Venmo or something for some reason, let me know. I'm sure we can figure out a solution for you with SiteGround. So now we're done with that. We're gonna come down to our purchase information, and this is basically super easy. We just have to confirm that we're getting what we want. So we have a plan, startup. If you wanna change the plan, I think you can hit this little refresh button. But we're good with startup. We like that because that's the cheapest way to install WordPress at SiteGround. Data center, you might want to take a look at. If you have an audience that's in a different part of the world, then you might want to opt for one of the other headquarter data centers at SiteGround so that your servers and information are closer to your audience. Next up, we have our term period, which is how long you're registering hosting for. I really like 12 months. My first hosting order ever I got was for 12 months, and that gave me a perfect amount of time to learn how to blog, how to use WordPress, how to make money with WordPress, and set me up for success. But if you choose 24 months or 36 months, you will see that you get a slightly better value, and that is just because you pay a little bit less per month. 12 months though is great for today. We're gonna keep that. Hosting price is cool. All right, and of course you get that discount locked in. It's normally $11.95 with the regular price, but because you use my link, we've secured the best discount. So congrats on that. And now we can just come down to extra services. All right, so like I said before, we're on a budget, so just gonna keep the domain for now, and I believe we can add these later on if you want. All right, so that brings us to our total for this price right here. In our case, it's 63 and change, which comes out to about $5 a month if we divided it by 12. We get the amazing WordPress services of SiteGround. You can install WordPress with one click in the next step without any coding knowledge. And then you basically get the same website as the major blogs like Mashable, Forbes, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Katy Perry, Walt Disney, Time Magazine. They're all using WordPress, and it's really awesome to me that for this small price, you can be on the same level playing field with those brands. And if you're interested in learning how to make money with WordPress, just drop me a note in the comments. I have some fun resources on that. All right, so that's all I'll say for now. I'm super excited. Let's go ahead now and just check I confirm, and I'd like to receive news and offers. Sure, why not? We like SiteGround. And in the next step, we'll install your own copy of WordPress together. All right, so let's click pay now and let's move on to the next step. Let's do it. Good job, guys. So now we can click proceed to customer area. You might notice a ton of cool things to play around with and learn now that you have your own SiteGround customer area, but most of you are probably eager to get WordPress set up on your new blog, so let's just click Setup Site. Alright guys, so here we are on the Add a New Website screen. I've chosen a slightly different domain name to build our website together today on. I have a pretty big plan at SiteGround, so sometimes I'll just pick a different domain, but in your case, you'll just continue with whichever domain name you started with. And now we obviously want to start a new website, so let's hit select down here. And here's where we get to choose the really cool, powerful combo of WordPress plus Woo plus WooCommerce. Again, WooCommerce is going to help us set up the account page, the checkout page, the product pages, all the basic pages that you see when you shop on something like Amazon, for example. Those will all be set up automatically on your site, so you won't have to like build them manually or code them or anything crazy. So this really takes care of a lot of the thinking and effort that goes into when you create an e-commerce website. So let's hit select. All right, we're just going to pop in our email to get the WordPress process going, and a password. So make sure that is strong and uncommon words, because we'll be using the email and password here to log into WordPress, and you'll probably keep that for a long time. All right, and continue. All right, so now on the extras window, SiteGround's going to say, do you want any of our other cool products like the site scanner, which lets you know if your website's been hacked. But I feel like you'd probably be able to tell if you'd been hacked, so we don't really need that daily scanning. You can kind of just look at your site on your own on a day-to-day basis. Should be safe because WordPress and SiteGround are very safe. And then domain privacy, I'm going to add, just because lately I've been getting a lot of calls from spam likely, which I don't really like. But if you're not worried about people looking up your website or your information, then don't worry about that one. Now I'm going to come down, and it should say 0 for you, or just $12. I'm also just paying for my domain name, so it's a little bit more. Don't worry about that. And now I'm just going to pay now. Get that done with. All right, now SiteGround's doing their famous 2-minute site creation process. So I love SiteGround because other web hosts can take like up to an hour, or as some of you have probably seen, even 24 hours to get your site live, but this is más rápido. Okay, awesome. Our new website has been successfully created. Next, we can either access the WooCommerce Admin, basically log into our WordPress site's back end, or we can go to Site Tools, which is the tool at SiteGround to manage our site details. So we're going to log into the admin and check out WordPress. And as we saw there, the WordPress admin screen opened in a new tab, and it wasn't quite ready for us to start using it. That's okay because we just set up the domain and hosting, so it can take a few minutes for WordPress to settle into place. Then I went and clicked on Site Tools, which is working, so we were taken to this screen. And SiteGround's bringing up an important step, which is the name server notification right here. Your domain is not pointing to this site. And that's something I want to make sure you all understand and know how to fix if you see something like this ever. So while your WordPress is settling into place, we're going to learn about name servers for the next minute or so. What I want you to do is just copy down these two pieces of information in a separate file, like a Word document or a notepad. So this is name server 1 at the top, and then name server 2 right beneath it. So I'm just going to copy both of them and drop them in a blank text edit file. All right, now we have them, and now I'm going to go back to my account. So follow me back to your account. Then we are going to click on services, and we're going to hit domains at the top. And then under the domain we're using today, we're going to hit manage. Just scroll down a little bit, and on the right you'll see name servers. So we're going to click manage name servers. And we want to make sure that name server 1 and name server 2 in this window here match what we wrote down in our text edit window that SiteGround gave us when we first went to Site Tools. Make that a little bigger. And in our case, the name servers do not match, which is good. We get to change them, and it's kind of fun because I can show you what changing name servers looks like. So we just need to paste the first one in the right box over here in name server 1. Delete and paste, and then put that second one in. All right, copy it, remove the second name server, and paste. Now the reason I wanted to show you how to change name servers here is because if you bought your domain name at GoDaddy or Namecheap or somewhere else and you're using a domain name not at SiteGround, you 100% need to do this step. So like we saw here, SiteGround will give you your name servers in Site Tools. You need to go to GoDaddy or Namecheap or wherever and complete this process over there. It'll obviously look a little different, but you have to enter in your first name server and your second name server from SiteGround wherever you bought your domain name. So in our case, we bought the domain name at SiteGround, but the name servers were slightly off just because I have a big account and they were just going to like a different website that I had on my account. And the most important thing about name servers is when they're entered incorrectly, when people visit your domain name, it'll take them, it'll point them, whatever you want to call it, to the proper website that you want people to see, which of course is what we're going to build today. If you use the skills from this SiteGround tutorial to become a professional web designer, you'll definitely use name servers eventually, because they're a great way of pointing a domain name from an old website to a new website that you've built for a brand, for example, and making a website go live. All right, that's it. Let's just hit confirm. Your name servers might not even need to be changed if this is your first domain name and website at SiteGround. There's a good chance they were already entered in correctly, so you don't got to do anything. All right, and the other thing you have to know about your domain names is if you bought one today at SiteGround, like we saw in the tutorial, then you'll need to check your email inbox for a verification required email from SiteGround. Basically just a couple links you need to click to verify that you own the domain name. All right, we've given WordPress a little time to start working now, so I'm more confident that we can log in. Let's go ahead and go back to our website. Let's click on Site Tools. This little notification should be going away in a second, and we're going to click on WordPress now, and then click Install and Manage. And then down here, there's this really nifty button that looks like an arrow going through a door, which we can click to log into our admin panel. So let's do it. All right, so it says welcome to your WooCommerce site. What we're looking at here is the SiteGround plus Woo wizard. Kind of cool because it's going to give us some recommended cool plugins and some themes to look at, so you don't have to start with just a completely blank WordPress and wonder like what it is you're installing or what you're putting in there. We're actually going to have some things to play with and make our site look good right away. So let's hit start now together. All right, awesome guys. So right away, SiteGround gets us into the fun stuff. We're going to choose a fancy design for your website, meaning it's time to pick a fancy WordPress theme for your website. So right here they say they've gathered some of the best free and paid themes for a site to look professional and awesome. Fortunately for us, all of the 12 e-commerce theme options here are free to use. And if you want to go the extra mile and get a premium theme, you can check out Theme Forest. I'll leave you a link to Theme Forest in the description below the videos. But these themes are more than enough for us right now. So as you can see here, the SiteGround AI has us on the online store tab already. But if you want to check out other themes, maybe you've decided you just want to make a wedding website, for example, then go ahead and click on these tabs. Or maybe you just want to type in a keyword like portfolio and maybe you'll get lucky. So pretty cool. But back on the online store tab, I know the template we're going to use today because I've tried out a lot of them. This one is fast and it looks good and uses a lot of white space, which helps sales, I've found. But if you want to preview a few of them, you can just click to open them, like this drone one. And maybe you'll preview a few of them or show them on your computer to your family and friends and have them narrow down like from 4 or 5 to like their top 1 or 2 to help you make your decision. So in the olden days, when you'd install a theme, by the way, you'd get a demo like this before you bought it. But then once you install the theme, you'd have to put in your own images, your own buttons and colors, and you would generally have to do a ton of work to get it looking like you wanted it to look. But now with these templates from SiteGround, for example, what you see is what you get, and it's going to look good right away with all the cool content. Okay, so once you've done your homework a bit, maybe you'll check out Coffee Shop because you're a big coffee fan here in the Deerbog community. That would be something that we'd go for. So if you like Coffee Shop, you're going to fit right in with us. This one's particularly good because it has the testimonials. Without doing any other work, you have testimonials. You have this nice grid, which is good for SEO. It's like a table, and so on and so forth. But the one we want to use today is just called Fashion Store. I like Fashion Store so much because it looks a little bit different. It has the logo on the upper left and then the nav menu. So right away, without someone like hovering or finding some buttons somewhere, they know that there's shoes, ties, suits, wedding. And when I'm buying clothing from like Under Armour or J. Crew or something, sometimes it's hard to find like the different sections, but here you have them like right away. Like I mentioned, this theme also uses white space really well. And the homepage is just super simple. There's a coupon area, there's contact information, featured, shop with us. You have these ad banners, which you can put up like your own advertisements or other promos. and you have a really nice skinny menu at the top, so someone can get around to your different pages. If we open up Connor Sullivan's website, you'll see that a lot of Connor's features are actually found on our template that we're going to use today, just in slightly different formats. So he has the large banner image at the top, and we have this large advertisement image. And then when you have the social media icons here, we have the social media icons in the lower left. All right, and then he has like About Him down below with a cool image, and we have About Us here with the Shop With Us section. So obviously SiteGround picked their 12 best e-commerce themes to show us right here, right when we're getting started. And I know that the fashion store one is actually stored on a link that's just called shop.sgwp demo, which means it's probably the first one they made and probably a theme they spent a ton of time on. All right, so we're gonna get this look. So back in your SiteGround window, let's click on Fashion Store and hit select in the upper right. All right, it says great choice, and now it's telling us that it's recommended to use Elementor. If you're not familiar with Elementor, that's the best WordPress drag and drop page builder right now at the moment, meaning if you want to put like these social icons over here, you can do that, or if you want to put these icons over here, you can do that. You just click and drag and drop them in there, and you don't have to like rebuild anything. Basically, Elementor makes it a really big treat to make a e-commerce website with WordPress in 2019, because not too long ago in memory, all these things were a lot harder to accomplish. So let's confirm. And now we're going to choose some plugins. It says the recommended useful functionality for your site. So that just means the recommended plugins for your site. And let's start at the top. So contact form is selected. That's a good one by WP Forms. Really trust them. A great brand by Saeed Balki. And this makes it so we don't have to like custom design a contact form that you can use on your contact page. It will already be there. Keep that one. Jetpack is useful if you want to connect to WordPress.com features, but we don't want to use anything from WordPress.com today. And then obviously a calendar is useful if you're creating an events sort of website or some events web pages on your site, but I generally don't even know what day it is of the week, so I'm going to skip that one. But by the way, these are all free, so go for it if you want. And continue. Now we have some marketing plugins. So Google Analytics is cool, but I like doing that on my own through the actual Google Analytics website. You just paste some code from that onto your site, and then you can start tracking analytics. So I'll leave you a video on how to set that up from scratch, which I recommend. And that way, the moment you launch, you can track your page views and other stats. We are going to optimize for SEO because that's by Yoast, and every site should use Yoast. They are fantastic. Basically, it makes it so your posts and your pages have little checklists on them that tell you like, hey, you should include more of this word, or hey, you should put this word in your little SEO snippet so everything looks better for Google. And being a total beginner, you can learn how to rank blog posts in Google. And the Grow subscriber list we're going to skip because I recommend Constant Contact for that. Again, link in the description. And complete. Alright, and once again, SiteGround has installed everything faster than really anyone could expect. We didn't even have time to go take a break or get a snack, but we're having so much fun, we might as well just continue and go to the dashboard. Alright guys and gals, so welcome to your e-commerce website with SiteGround. You are now ready to go. What we're looking at here is a custom WordPress dashboard that SiteGround made for us. So you can get to your site, pages, theme, orders, create and edit products, check your SEO, or create and edit forms right from this page. And as you go down, you might want to use the useful links like SiteGround has a WordPress tutorial. They also have a knowledge base and some ebooks. Hopefully all that's free, I think it will be. And they've even found me like WordPress events near me. So like if I was bored tomorrow morning, I could just drive to Red Wing and check out a WordPress hacking or watch movies about WordPress with people. So how cool is that? Very intuitive. And if you want to get to the default WordPress dashboard that you'd see if you just made any old blog, just click switch to default down here. So we're going to do a little tour and then we're going to check out our site. And to start, we can just click on blog posts. So these are where all your blog posts will be located if you want to create an e-commerce blog about your products and use like inbound marketing to pull people into your site. That's where you'd find all your blog posts. You could just click add new and start writing and publish one today if you want. But we're not really focused on the blog at the moment. Next we have our media tab. This is where all the images on our site are. And of course, because we installed that awesome theme of the fashion store from SiteGround, we're gonna have some fashion images loaded up for us. All right, super cool. You can easily delete any of them. Next, we're going to click on Pages. And here we see the beauty of WooCommerce right away. So a basic WordPress site installed at any old host without WooCommerce won't have the cart page, checkout page, account page, or shop page. Those 4 are specifically given to us by WooCommerce. And we're going to check them out on the front end of our site soon. Of course, we also have a home page and for good measures, a contact page. Next, we can click on our comments. All right, so once your site starts getting some traction, people should be commenting on your content. Great job there. We can also click on WooCommerce, which is where you'll see your orders pop in once you start getting them. And here you can also make coupons, reports, and so on and so forth. Of course, WooCommerce is known for its products. So we've been given all these demo products like snowshoes, colorful bag, and we're going to see how to make new products. And probably end up deleting these, even though I'm sure they're beautiful. Down below we have the WP form section. Alright, so we have one simple contact form on our site, super good just for getting people to respond or ask you questions. After forms we have Elementor, which is our page builder. And of course a lot of these things we're going to see on the front end of our site. So this is just like the back settings area. So now you just know where they are. We also have templates. Not sure what those are, we're not going to use those. And then we have appearance. And if we hover on appearance we can click themes. This is arguably the most important area of your site because this decides the entire theme or look that your site is wearing. When we chose the fashion store look from SiteGround, they gave us Ocean WP theme, which is easily one of the top 5 best WordPress themes of the year right now. Known for being fast, beautiful, and great for drag and drop, so you don't need to know any code. So I don't think you'll need to make any changes to your theme anytime soon. But if you did want to try another theme, you can just click on these ones, open them up, and hit activate. Alright, you can also delete themes like these default themes from WordPress if you chose to. You can just open one of them like 2016, create one from the past, and click delete in the lower right, and then OK. You can also add new themes at any time, just click add new, and you can bring new themes into your little personal library over there just by searching for them, like searching for business, seeing what you find, clicking on them to preview, and then you can of course install them. All these themes you see here will be free. The only downside is there are so many themes in WordPress that a lot of them we haven't vetted and we just don't know if they're going to be fast or pretty or even look like they should look right away for you. So let me know any questions you have if you want to change your theme, but like I said, we have a really good one. Next up we have plugins. These are just the plugins that we told SiteGround to install for us. Elementor is the page builder. Ocean Extra is part of our theme to give us extra features. SG Optimizer is custom built by SiteGround to optimize our site. Then we have our e-commerce plugin, WooCommerce. WordPress Importer helped us get our template live. WordPress Starter also helped us get our template live. This is the Forms plugin, and then we have our free SEO solution. Down below we also have the Users tab. This is where you can find yourself. You can always click on yourself at any time and change your password. Just scroll down to where it says Generate Password. Click that and then write in a new one and then save it at the bottom. Now eventually you might want to fill in all your details here, but it's not too important right now as long as you have a working email in for email address. Then you'll get the WordPress notifications. Alright, cool. We're almost done here. We have tools. Alright, so no one really goes to tools unless you want to import or export something, so that's too complicated for now. Then we have WordPress settings. WordPress settings is where you can change the title of your site. Like instead of my WordPress, my e-commerce SiteGround amazing WordPress, and that'll show up in the tab up here when someone's on your site. And then a tagline, right? So we just want to get rid of that. Down below we have your WordPress address and your site address. If you want to add the www, you can do that here. Just make sure you add that www in both boxes right here that I'm clicking on. Otherwise your site will break. So I don't like changing this, but if you want to put the www in, go for it. Just make sure it's up here and it's also down here. Alright, that's the settings. There's writing, reading, discussion, and so on and so forth. I'm sure, as you get your coffee in the morning, you'll click around, you'll browse the settings, and you'll discover all these new powerful tools that you have at your fingertips. Alright, and that does it for our tour because SEO, theme panel, and SEO optimizer are going to be a little too complicated for now. But as it is for everything in this tutorial, play around with it later. Don't be afraid of breaking something. And if it's something like plugins, for example, and you delete one of them, you can always get them back at no cost, without really much harm to your site. If you delete one of them or you think you made some terrible mistake and you're not sure what to do, just post a comment and let me know. You can most often get these plugins back for free just by clicking add new and searching for them. And it's not like your site's gonna break if it's not relying on one of these plugins. Alright, cool guys, I made you learn all about these different dashboard tabs in advance before we check out our site, just so you're more confident navigating WordPress. You know about all the powerful tools we have. And now it's time to finally look at our site. To look at our site at any time, I always just click on the site title in the upper left. And there you have it. So this is how the world sees your website. Of course, they don't see this black navigation bar at the top. That's only if someone is logged in that they'll see that, like you are now. And yeah, like I said, when you use SiteGround and their templates, it looks good right away. Super cool. So we're going to edit in a moment, but if you want to get back to the dashboard at any time, just click on your site title, or you can hover on it and click dashboard. Sort of the same thing. All right, it just wants us to log in again. Can happen from time to time. And that is how to use the button in the upper left. So now we are going to start designing our site from top to bottom, from left to right, just like a normal web designer would. Let's start with something relatively easy so you can get a couple WordPress changes under your belt right now. So the first thing we're going to change is our navigation menu on the left and then our social icon. And if at any point you get stuck or things on your screen don't behave like things on my screen, then just stop the video and post a comment and I'll get back to you the same day. Alright, so we're going to hover on our site title and click menus. And here we are in the WordPress menu area. You'll see right away that we can also right click on the site title and open it in a new tab so we can see what we're changing. So you'll see right away that this menu is sort of just WordPress guessing what should be over here. There's not actually a menu built right now because this is blank. Alright, and so the first change we're going to make is upload images to our website so we can swap out these stock images. So to upload some images, we can go to New in the skinny nav at the top and click Media. Alright, and I've gone ahead and emailed myself some images and also done airdrop. So if I open up Gmail, they're going to be sitting there. Yep, that works pretty good. So if you have images on your phone, you can email them to yourself too, and then you can just open them up and then do a bunch of downloads. Might want to name them quick. Alright, and I'll just speed up that process downloading all those images. Alright, and a good best practice idea is just to make a new folder for all the images going onto this specific website. Now we could just click and select all of them, except for this one because it needs a little photoshopping, and drop it in the folder. Great, then I'm going to downloads too because we have a cool video and another image which are also going to go on the site. Alright, so I'm going to copy those and put them in the folder. Next we'll go back to WordPress and we'll do a bulk upload. So we're going to click select files, open up our folder, super easy. We can select all of them again and click open in the lower right. Alright, and if a file fails to upload like this one right here, no problem. We can just dismiss it and then we'll try to rename it and upload it again. So if we look at that file, that one airdropped as a .heic, which is no good. So when we learn PicMonkey a little bit later in the video, we'll just have to open this image and then resave it as a JPG. Alright, now that our images are uploaded, you can click Media and see all your good work. And there they are. So that part is done. Now if you're like me, you're probably ready to make this site your own. And to do that, what better way than to upload and create our first product? Once we have a product or two made, we can learn how to position it around the site, like here and here, and then learn all the interesting WooCommerce features, like how people can actually buy it. Funny enough, your site is actually pretty much ready for sales right now. It'll accept PayPal and credit card via the PayPal app. So theoretically, you could get sales already for like a colorful bag, but you'd probably have to cancel them from within your WordPress dashboard. Okay, so to add our first new product, let's use the skinny nav at the top again and go to New Product. All right, and our first product is going to be something everyone needs and something everyone's dad wore back in the 70s, and that is going to be a leather jacket. But this time it's worn by Krista. Next, we can write a description of the product in the text area here. So We can give the product a category, which is really important for how we put the products in our navigation menu. So let's go to add new category and jackets and add that. Now let's scroll all the way down to where it says product image and click that link, media library. And now it's time to choose the main image for our leather jacket. So we conveniently have 3 of them. We're going to create a little gallery, but right now we just need the best one. So we'll go with the head-on image and click set product image. Now we can add product gallery images and grab those other 2. I'm just holding command and clicking on 2 of them so they're both checked and clicking add to gallery. Awesome. Now we need to scroll down to the product data, which for some reason is down here. Product data. So we need to drag this up. This is really important. So I'm clicking, holding, and dragging it all the way up to so it's right underneath our text area, like so. Cool. Now it's time to set a regular price. So I'm going to go with 75 euros and then a sale price if it's on sale, which it is, because why not, of 60 euros. Very cool. Before we publish, I'm going to take you down to the bottom where it says product short description, and we're going to write a few things about the product. I'm going to make a semicolon and then use WordPress's bullet feature. So, comfy, soft, humanely and ethically made, affordable, and stylish. All good things. And then we're going to come up to the top and publish just so we can see what this new product will look like. Obviously, as your products evolve, you'll add in more settings and more descriptions too. But the goal is to get you familiar with creating products right now. So let's click view product at the top to see what we made. And voila, we have our very own first product page. Someone could add it to the cart, and then someone could view the cart and proceed down the usual user experience of checking out and buying it from you. We can see we can zoom on top of the product, so we can get an up close visual there. Really cool. All right, looking stylish in an alleyway. And then we can go down and click on our gallery too. Nice. To change the currency of our product, we're going to go to the WooCommerce settings. Let's go back to our dashboard. All right, and click on WooCommerce. Now we're going to click on settings. So welcome to the wonderful world of WooCommerce settings. And we're going to scroll down to where it says currency. So we have pound sterling, and we just want to search for US dollar, or just dollar should do it. Don't even know what my own currency is called. There it is, United States dollar. So there's obviously tons of currencies to choose from to satisfy all sorts of people and save changes. Now let's click to the home page and see if our product is on the home page. So if we scroll down, there it is. It filled itself in on the right. Cool. Great job. Now that we know how to add a product, there's no sense in having these stock products posted on our site. So let's learn how to delete products. Let's go back to our dashboard, come down to products again, and we can just select all the products that were made with the site when we first got it. Now that those are selected, we can go to bulk actions and move to trash and then apply. All right, and if for whatever reason you want to get those products back, you can just click trash and then click restore underneath them. Let's go back to all. Now I'm going to open up the leather jacket product and show you how to make a product that has variations like colors and sizes, also known as a variable product in WooCommerce. So let's scroll down and let's see that this product is a simple product, and it has a price, and it has a simple price and then a simple sale price. But what if we choose from the drop down variable product? All of a sudden the price goes away, which looks bad at first, so we would want to keep that price because it's the main characteristic of the product. Now we don't even know where to put in a price. But what I'm going to show you is actually really valuable, because this is how you create items like t-shirts, bracelets, shoes, you name it, that have different sizes and colors. So let's do it. And we'll be able to add in multiple prices for different sizes, etc. in just a moment. So let's do it. Now that we're on variable product, we're going to go down to attributes and click on add and give this attribute a name like size. That's an easy one. And then the values, separated by the vertical bar, should be things like large, vertical bar, medium, vertical bar, small. Now just check use for variations and save attributes. So we have a size attribute with 3 different types: Perfect. Let's add one more attribute, which is going to be color. And the values are going to be gray, black, and brown. Check use for variations and save attributes. Beautiful. Now we need to go to variations. Under add a variation, click on the drop down and choose create variations from all attributes and go, and OK. And OK. So what it did was it added a variation of every combination possible, of which there are, of course, 9. That's math I probably couldn't do in my head. But we can clearly see that 9 variations make sense because we have 3 different sizes and 3 different colors. 1 color for each different size. And I totally get how little sense this would make if you didn't previously know how to do this. I've been there. So now we're going to click on one of these white spaces because that makes sense and open up the variation itself and give it a regular price. So you're going to need to go through your inventory and figure out what the real prices should be. But a large gray, for example, could be $75 in stock. And if it's on sale, then you can drop it down to the sale price. How about for a large black that's a little more valuable? Maybe the regular price is $85 and it's on sale for $70. To close one of these windows, just click on the white space again. Alright, and what you're going to want to do is go ahead and assign a different price to all the variations. And again, they don't have to be different prices for each of them unless that's just how your business works. Alright, and medium brown. And the smalls are going to be a little bit less material, so that will be a little bit cheaper. And we'll get to see this in action in a moment on the home page. Alright, and a little bit lower price for that one. Okay, once you've entered in all your different prices, and you factored in other details like weight, length, width, height, all that important stuff like description, we can save the changes. Okay, beautiful. So now we're going to update the product, and we're going to view the product, and we should have a few more options. Alright, so now when someone wants to buy your product, they'll first choose a size. Large, medium, small. I'm feeling like a large today. And then color, I think, a nice brown would look good. And then someone's allowed to add it to the cart, and they'll see the right price. All that's left for you to do is to upload a picture of each different color like you'd see on Amazon when someone chooses a product. When they click on the color, then the product changes color. Alright, super cool. I'm going to click back to the home page now. And now that we know how to create a simple product and a variable product, I'm going to add in 3 more products just so aesthetically it looks good on the home page. So let's go to new product again. And let's create a product called matching formal attire. Not the best copywriting, but you get the picture. Alright, we're going to go to category now, and we're going to do men and women, and then we're going to add a new one, which is going to be formal. Add new category. Alright, now we're going to pop in a regular price of a nice cool $180 because this is a combo product. You get 2 things, it's going to be a little more expensive, and it's not on sale because this is always good in every season. We're going to set the product image, media library, and choose this image of Kristen and I here on the blue carpet and set product image. And then we're going to add the gallery images of just more of us wearing the same stuff. If you upload an image and it comes in upside down or sideways, that's not good enough for your site. You need to select it with the check mark and then click edit image. Then you can just click on one of the rotate buttons. And this is also where you can crop an image. You just click on top of it and drag the right region. And then you click the crop button, which is up here. That's crop. So we can crop this image and rotate it and then make sure to save it. And then WordPress will understand that it's updated. What you might need to do though is actually just close out and refresh this page somehow. So if you publish it, that will effectively refresh the whole screen. Alright, there we go. Now when we click on add product gallery images, media library, it'll know that we flipped that image. Of course, we have to flip other images, so I probably shouldn't have done that so soon. Okay, and we are gonna update this page to refresh again. Now go back to product gallery images. Okay, and here are the other images for the gallery. I'm going to hit Control or Command and select them and add to gallery. Beautiful. Going down, we can also give our product a short description. So this product is known for makes you look wealthy and great for photos. And we can get those bullet points in just by putting our cursor right by the letter and making a bullet point. Then delete, enter, delete, enter, delete, enter. All right, and we'll update this product. So now that we have 2 products, when we go to our home page, you should see the next product lined up. All right, and there it is. And what I'm going to do now is zoom ahead and add 2 more products that are simple products, just like the matching formal attire. So again, it looks good aesthetically. See you in just a second. Next, to create a downloadable product like an ebook or maybe an MP3 or MP4 file that someone's going to download, or maybe a set of images, let's go to New Product. And the most important part here is clicking Downloadable and then choosing which type of file it is. So let's say we have an ebook, which is just the ebook from Dear Blogger. 10 things to do before your new blog goes live. It's actually the second ebook. Then we'll come down and give it a price. It's technically free, but maybe we want to sell it for a little bit. So $5, and now we click Add File, and it'll bring up the file name and the URL option. So we can choose the file if we don't know the URL off the top of our head. Select Files, and we're going to grab a PDF from our desktop. So I'm going to look up 10 things to do and insert file from URL. Beautiful. So now we have our ebook uploaded. I'm just going to call it its name. Alright, and then in product image, we're going to get the ebook cover image. Upload files, select files. Again, 10 things to do. You get the picture. One of these is just a cover like this. So I'm just going to double click it. Not sure why those file names are grayed out, but we can set product image, works great. And then here we go with our downloadable product, and we're going to give it a category of ebooks and publish it. Oh, forgot that short description at the bottom. And when we look at our homepage, we can see that we now have 5 products, but it's only showing 4. To get more products on your homepage, or just to show certain products and not other products, I want to introduce you to WooCommerce Shortcodes. And to do that, we need to actually click Edit with Elementor at the top of the page. So once we're in Elementor, we'll see sort of the bare bones of what's going on in our homepage. This is all the content arranged neatly in this little drag and drop window. So you can always click on an item and hold and drag it to a new spot. Super easy drag and drop technology, but we're going to cover all this in the Elementor section of the video. I'm going to hit Command Z. And for now, what we need to focus on is our products right here. Our products are living in what's called a text editor. So we can see there's like blue boxes, which are sections. This is a big section. As you can see, it says Edit Section if we hover on that 6 dots. And then there's a section within the section, which is a header, and then some subheader text, and then the products. And we know this is a text editor because if we click on the pencil icon over here, on the left it says Edit Text Editor. What's going on here is that all this is like a text box or a text widget, and then SiteGround has written in this shortcode, which WooCommerce understands to mean products limit equals 4, just 4 products, and columns equals 4, just 4 columns. Now the beauty of WooCommerce when it's built with Elementor and these shortcodes is you can just write in different commands to the shortcode and get it to do different things with your product. For example, let's say we wanted the product limit to be a little bit higher. We could change that 4 to 7. Click away, and then it'll show the 5 products we have because we only have 5. We don't have 7 yet. Let's edit that and let's change that to 5 just to be precise. Let's say we want the columns to be 3 because, we only want 3 columns for people to look at. And there you go. Now the image automatically becomes bigger. If you want to just display a certain category of products, like maybe you only want to show products for men in the specific section or for women, you can just click on that pencil and go ahead and give it a category command. And to do that, I'm going to refer to this cool guide by Cloudways. So I'll link you this in the comments below, but I just found this from Googling like how to use WooCommerce shortcodes for categories. And there's tons of good information out there. Now I click product category, and I learned here that you can do product category by slug. So that's going to look something like this. We are going to copy that shortcode, and then delete it, and then write out open bracket, product category, space category equals, let's say women, close quotes, and then close bracket, and then click away. And there you have the two products that are categorized for women. You can do that for any category, of course, and you can also mix it up with different commands like columns, order by date, which I love, order by ascending. So for example, if we go back to Elementor and we bring back our previous shortcode, just gonna paste that back in. And maybe we want the order of this to change, so we can do edit, make a space right before the close bracket and do order by equals date. All right, and that should change the order of the products. So now the product that we created first is first, and the product we created last is last. All right, so really cool stuff, guys. You can play around with the different shortcodes and use them just to display what you need. Of course, there are like infinite millions of combinations you can do once you have more products. And we're gonna update. Now we can click on the hamburger in Elementor and click View Page. Next, we're going to set up free shipping on all of our products because I believe we should bake in the shipping costs into our prices, or just try to figure out a way to ship them for free to people because that increases the customer experience. There are, of course, ways to charge for shipping or make it so you can ship based on weight, but that's too detailed for now. So to set up free shipping, we're just going to go to the dashboard and we're going to hover on WooCommerce and click on Settings. And then we're going to click on Shipping. And now we're going to add a shipping zone, and you can really call this whatever you want, like Sweden or world or whatever is most descriptive. And for zone regions, you can choose a country, but we're going to go with just everywhere. And then we're going to add a shipping method. There are going to be 3 shipping methods: flat rate, free, and local pickup. So of course we'll choose free and add shipping method. Make sure it's saved. It is saved because it's on and it's saved itself already. And that should do it. So now when someone is on a product, they've got it in their cart and they're going to check out, they're on the checkout page, it should just say free shipping, and that'll obviously make people happier. I am happy to show you how to get really detailed with your shipping costs though. If you have any questions on that, just let me know in the comments. To add reviews to your product, someone would just need to be logged out and visiting as a customer. So we can simulate that by hitting Command-Shift-N on my Google Chrome here and visiting our site. And then someone would be on your product, like on the matching formal attire. They'd like it so much, they would be in the review section and they would be like, yeah, I really want to do this. I'm going to add a review because it was a great experience. Hi, this product saved me when I needed last minute formal gear that matched my partner's. Alright, and then someone's going to need to put in their name, so, or we can go with James, my middle name and nickname, and then an email is necessary to post this review, which is a lot like a comment, and someone could save it and then just submit. Oh, we need a rating, so we got to get the star rating, maybe just like 4 stars, pretty good night that was, and submit it. Alright, it should say something like your review was posted, and there it is. So now when you log in each morning, you'll need to check for reviews. So we can close this incognito window. We can go back to our dashboard. And instead of going to WooCommerce, that review will import right into the comments. So just visit your comments and then you can approve that review from James. Alright, ideally you get a lot of reviews, so then you can be like one of those companies on TV that says we have over 9,900 5-star reviews on Amazon and that's why you should buy us. Of course, yours will all be real though. To set up the easiest form of collecting payment through your e-commerce website, which is PayPal, we're going to go back to the dashboard and we're going to click on WooCommerce and then hit Settings, of course. And now we're going to go to Payments. So this really is why WooCommerce is so preferred. Most of it works already. We just need to check a few boxes, enter a couple emails, save it, and then you're ready to collect payments from your customers online. So let's check the boxes to enable all these ways that someone might want to pay us, most importantly PayPal, and save changes. Now we can just click on the PayPal link itself, and it'll take us to this screen, which is the PayPal settings specifically. We're going to enable PayPal standard, which just means enabling PayPal. Title of PayPal is great. This is what it'll tell customers that they can pay via PayPal. You can also pay with your credit card if you don't have a PayPal account, which is perfect. Make sure your PayPal email is in there correctly. So mine is actually correct, narayan1@gmail.com. Otherwise it won't work. And then don't do PayPal Sandbox because that just makes it like a testing area where it's not real. And if you want to do this stuff, you can, but I like these settings just as is right here. And we're going to save those changes. All right, now when we're back on our website, now someone actually has payment options. So if they're on the checkout page and they get past the billing screen right here, down below, you'll now see these options to pay with check, which we all like. We all like getting checks. Direct bank transfer wouldn't hurt, neither would cash at the door, but most importantly, PayPal is what most people go with. When someone clicks proceed to PayPal, it'll give them the option to go through PayPal or to enter in their Visa, MasterCard, etc. credit card number. So that's now working. Congratulations, you can now accept payments in the most common, most standard way. So before we jump into Elementor editing, I want to show you one way to earn money on your e-commerce site before your products actually start selling. And that's with a site called LikeToKnowIt. So LikeToKnowIt lets you organize collections of your favorite gear, and then you promote them on a site like Instagram. So this is Krista's cousin, my girlfriend's cousin, and she obviously does a lot of cool photographs and really nice setups in nature. I think she's out west somewhere. So if you went to like this photo right here and you go to the top, you can see that she is talking about what's going on in her life and then has a link to LikeToKnowIt. That's a short link. And then when you visit that link, you're going to get her own collection of gear, all the stuff she wears. You know, you got some joggers, you got some cream, boots, and a fleece. This is an image right here of her favorites, which she probably made. That's really pretty. Good job, Jessica. And then there's also this product link and this product link. When someone clicks on them, if they like what you're wearing, then they get directed to the site where it's found. So this is Abercrombie.com, and someone can make a purchase to look just like you. And then you probably get a cut of that if I understand this correctly. That's pretty basic affiliate marketing, and that's how a lot of bloggers like me make money. I just do it through tech companies like hosting and domain names, and that helps keep the channel free for everyone. But if you're into fashion like Jessica and you now have a fashion website like the one we're making, it's really easy to sign up to LikeToKnowIt and then just put your link on one of the products. Right here, like maybe someone's not ready to buy it from you directly, but they trust a site like Abercrombie a little bit more. Just put a little link to check out your LikeToKnowIt collection. Okay, now that we've covered all the stuff we need for our products, pretty much, maybe we'll do a couple more edits before we launch. We're gonna move on to editing with Elementor because you're probably tired of looking at this upper section and middle section. So first, let's learn how to edit some simple text in Elementor. Let's click Edit with Elementor. All right, and to edit any text, you can just point and click on a header and change it to whatever you want. And you can write on top of the text right here with the point and click, or you can change it in the editing window on the left. Same goes for the subheading down here. And you can see that's also just called a little heading if you look at the Elementor element name. So these are all elements. All right, so that's how to change some text in Elementor. To change the icons, you can just click on these little icon boxes as they're called. Then you can hover on the icon and click Icon Library. Elementor comes with all these cool icons for your own personal needs. So I really like how the ship is for shipping, but maybe we'll go with like shopping cart just because that's standard e-commerce. And now the icon box comes with some text. We're going to edit that right here on top of the screen. All right, moving on to our next icon. So this one, we're going to change from the rewind button. We can also do a search at the top, like maybe we want YouTube. Super cool. We can go with like a stock YouTube or a alternative YouTube icon. And insert. I'm going to call this one Designed by YouTubers. And change the text. Alright, looking good. And then moving on to the third icon. So this one we're actually going to keep the $sign and save time and money. Okay, so that is how to design your own custom text area in Elementor. Next, we're going to do something important, which is choose a color scheme for our website. So we probably should make a logo that matches our color scheme. But right now, I know that colors like orange and magenta are really good for taking action. And I want to utilize those colors in our icons here, and then also use them when we make our logo in a little bit. So we can easily do that just by clicking on top of one of the icons, like the shopping cart. And then we can go to Style and do Primary Color. And now when you click on any of the colors below, it'll change, but it'll also bring up the entire color palette. So I really want this one to be like a bright orange. If you can't get the right color, sometimes you just have to kind of maneuver the tabs on the right. So we're going to go a little bit brighter and get ourselves a nice popping orange. That should do it. Awesome. And once we have the right color, I'm going to double click on the 6-digit color hex, copy that and put it back in our text file where our name servers were. So this is like our little notes that we're going to use to make the logo later. All right, next we need a magenta. So I'm going to leave the middle one gray and go with the far right $. We're going to click on Style again and Primary Color. And we're going to click on blue to bring up the colors and then drag over to magenta. So it's pretty clear the colors at the top of the window are a little more striking. Down here you get darker, more pop and strike up top. And this actually looks perfect right about there. And this actually looks perfect right about there. Nailed it. All right, we're going to copy the color hex. You'd be amazed how these simple decisions have like longer implications on your business. So take your time and get the right color. You might be using it for years to come. All right, and we'll update the site. Next, to move sections in Elementor, that's obviously what they're known for, as being drag and drop, so it should be easy. You can just click on the 6 dots for the section and hold and drag, and I'm scrolling at the same time and then dropping it at the top because we've got to be able to see the products on our homepage above the fold, above the 50% mark, in the upper part of the website, right when someone lands on it. All right, and then we're going to replace featured with clothing and gear we love. And we can change subheading. If you think there's too much space above a heading like this, you can edit the spacing in Elementor by clicking on the section settings. Now go into advanced, and we're going to see what sort of margin, which is space outside of a section, and padding, which is space inside of a section, currently lives in this section. So there's clearly some padding on the top, and we're going to reduce that to just 24 to make things a little tighter. And do the same on the bottom. Beautiful. And we're going to come down and do that to our text section as well. Click on the section settings, advanced, and drop that padding in so the page is consistent looking. And we can do that for our 20% off as well. And a little bit less space now. To change the background color in Elementor, for example, we have 2 gray backgrounds next to each other, gray, and a white and white, and we really want to just go white, gray. Just click on the section settings, click on style, and then background type will be classic, and you can click on the color, double click on the hex, and copy. We're going to change that to white, and then we're going to come up and change the background color of our clothing and gear we love. All right, style, color, just paste that in now. Beautiful. A little bit easier on the eyes to navigate now. And if you want to go crazy with like a blue or whatever else stands out, maybe one of our branded colors like the orange or the magenta, go ahead. Go right ahead. You can also add cool and funky borders in Elementor just by clicking on the Elements tab and then do a search for a border, or a divider as it's called, and then drag that divider in between 2 sections. Alright, so here we have a full width border. We can adjust the width in content just by bringing it in a little bit and then centering it. Maybe bring it in a little bit more, super cool. You can also go to style and change the color of that border. Make it a gray, and then you can actually go to advanced and add a motion effect so that this border will actually come in a cooler way than just being there. Let's go to bounce in. And one of the ones I really relate to and like is rubber band. So I was playing with rubber bands as a kid. So let's choose that and update. And now click on the hamburger and exit to dashboard, and let's see how it looks. Let's click to the home page. And now we can see a super cool animation comes in right away. People might not even notice it, but it should draw their attention towards your products where, of course, you want them. Okay, so now that you know all about Elementor Page Builder, it's time to do some of our own graphic design and get these images looking more like something our brand would want up top. So the images I have for our header or hero section are located in that folder that we made. And we are going to use PicMonkey for all of our graphic design here needs, including but not limited to resizing the images to the perfect size, increasing their resolution and sharpness, and also putting a shape like a circle on top of the images and embedding that with some text so it looks like a real advertisement. So let's open up our PicMonkey window. And I'll leave you a link to get started with a PicMonkey free trial. I think they still have a really good free trial going in the notes below the video, so make sure to check that out. I use PicMonkey every time I need to make a YouTube thumbnail or a graphic for one of the websites I'm building. It really saves you. It's so much easier than Photoshop, and it makes you look totally amazing and marketable to clients. So definitely I would recommend signing up for PicMonkey if you haven't already. All right, so we're gonna click on the edit button first. And then we get the computer option to upload something from our computer. And I'm just going to upload our banner 1 image. And my goal for this image of Krista walking down the stairs with the blue carpet and everyone setting up the beautiful flowers is to put this image on our homepage in this large sort of square rectangle section, along with some promotional content on top of it like a shape and text. So this image, you can't even see the person really. It looks cool because there's like a fun city background and shopping, but we can definitely do better. So let's go back to PicMonkey and achieve our goal. So first thing I need to do is figure out the right size to shape this image as. So let's go back to our dashboard and click on media and find that stock image that we're using. There it is. So we can open it up and see that this is 800 by 800 pixels. So that's the size we should go with. Now let's go back to Krista in PicMonkey and scroll down to resize. And we could change the size down to 800 by 600, but I personally don't want us to lose the resolution of making it smaller. So I'm going to cancel that, and we're going to go up to crop and just size this down to a perfect square. So we can choose a width right here of something larger than 800, so we keep a little more resolution, maybe 1600 for good measure, and a height of 1600. Then click scale photo, and we're going to click the box to position it and just drag over the perfect square image that we want. So we're going to highlight the entire right hand side of the image. That's really cool because there's some people doing fun stuff, and it also left aligns Krista in the image so we can put some text to the right of her. And click apply. All right, now our sizing is perfect. Let's go ahead and change up the sharpness and the clarity. Click sharpen. Every image you can see needs a little bit more sharpness. Maybe not a ton, but if you get used to it with the sharpness and then go back to non-sharp, it'll look blurry. So then you know that it does need a little bit more sharpness. I usually like somewhere in the middle of the range just to get the crispness of the light on her hair standing out and the greens to pop a little bit more. So 21 is perfect, and then with clarity we can see what happens when you go to the far right. So that's not realistic, but again, if you go to the far left, it looks less clear. So let's bring that up and trail it behind the sharpness by about that much. All right, now we'll click apply. Cool, now we're ready to start designing the circle and the text on top of Krista. All right, let's go to the butterfly. And we're gonna click geometric and grab a circle. And there's our circle. We're gonna pull these little panels out of the way so we can see everything going on and drag our circle to the upper right and then pull the corner to make it bigger. Perfect. One trick I like doing is also floating part of the shape off the image. Just sort of looks bubbly and cool. So that's what we're going to do there. All right. So the key here is that Krista is facing the circle, and that way it'll direct people's attention, or it should at least, towards our message. All right, let's work on the color there. So on our site, the default was like a nice stock pastel gray. We're going to click on color 2 and do a little bit better than that. One of the coolest things is you can click on the eyedropper in PicMonkey and then select colors from the image itself, like the green of the trees, the pink on her dress, whatever you want to do. So I'm a big fan of that pastel pink, and I'm going to click just to select it. Beautiful. And we can also change the fade if you want people to see through that image a little bit. Nice, right? All right, now it's time to add some text. We're going to click on the T. Next, we'll choose a font. Scroll down and see what suits us today. We could try something like Laura or maybe Quattrocento. You just click on the font and then click Add Text. You can also click to drag, then just click in the middle of the box and start typing. And click the text box and drag to position it. And if you don't like the font, it's a good read. You can just leave the text up like this and maybe change the color so it's clearer. And then go ahead and just go back to fonts and change the font. So we're gonna go back behind this little tab and move the tab over there, and then we can keep our fonts changing and pick the right one because we can preview them now. All right, so a lot of good options. Pacifico is a classic. Playball's good. I think today Pacifico could totally work, but let's try a couple more. Obviously we have lighter, thinner fonts, and we have more engaging fonts. Something like GeoSans Light though is pretty cool. Okay, so after trying a lot of fonts, we like Pacifico. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one up top. Only downside of Pacifico is it doesn't come with a bold and an italic like a lot of the more stock fonts do, but that's okay for us now because we can use 2 fonts. So we have Join Us at the top, and then we are gonna have Shop and Travel in the middle, and I want to use an and sign from Pacifico. So to do that, you can just copy one block of text by having it selected like this. By selecting the text like this, so you don't want the blue highlight in there, you just want it selected, then hit Command C and Command Paste. So Command C and Command V, and you'll get the same text twice. Now we can just highlight it and make a plus sign and make it smaller. All right, so the next 2 words I need are just shop and travel. So to do that, we're gonna move this panel again, and now we can choose the right font, which is gonna be a little bit more serious font. All right, Roboto is always good, and add text. Click and write. And enter and travel. I'm gonna pull that over. PicMonkey takes a little playing around with. Like you'll have to click on the text and off the text sometimes to get the right options to drag it around. But with a little bit of practice, you'll definitely get it. All right, we're gonna center this text and move it back to the middle. And then we're gonna pull the size upwards. As big as we can get. There it is. And now we can move our plus sign. Click right on that plus. Where is that plus? We're gonna try to put that dead center of the circle and move shop and travel so that we have shop plus travel. That'll do it. You can also click and highlight just one word like travel and change the color of one word. So how cool is that? And let's say we want our orange that we used in our icons. We can open up our little sandbox editing window, copy the hex, bring it back, and paste that right here where it says color, and hit enter, and you got it. Let's go to effects. From none, we can do drop shadow, and that'll make it stand out more. And in this case, it looks like we do need to make that orange for the travel a little bit lighter. All right, we're gonna do one more copy of Join Us and paste that with the Command C, Command V, and bring it down here. And we're just gonna write all year long and pull it in. And click away. And beautiful, we've just designed our first fashion advert together. Of course, if you don't think the text or the colors or the designs look good, I'm 110% sure you can do better over there. In any case, we're ready to put it on the website. So let's go to export and we're gonna name this. So Krista Shop Travel Advertisement. And if you make it a PNG, it's a little bit bigger. You can see the size of it will go up in megabytes. So we're gonna go with JPG just so it loads a little faster. Pierce is good, and now export to computer. And it'll come up as where we wanna save it. Perfect, save it up. Now let's go back to WordPress. Let's click on our homepage and go back to our favorite edit with Elementor. Click on top of the image we wanna replace, and we can see it, weirdly enough, it's just a spacer. So what we wanna do is click on the plus icon at the top to get a new section. And we just wanna go to Elements and drag in a text editor. All right, so now that we have our text editor, we're gonna highlight the text and delete it and add media. And we're gonna upload our new advertisement. So select Files, double click it, and there we have it. And sometimes images won't upload in WordPress. If you saw that last one came in blank, I think that's because the word advertisement was in it and I have an ad blocker on the browser right now. Sometimes you're not sure and you just have to play around with different factors of the image and then it'll upload. Let me know if you have any issues with that sort of thing. All right, so then in attachment display settings, we can change the size to large and insert into post. And we have our huge travel banner that we have to fit into this small area right here. So what we can do is just come down and drag this image by clicking on the pencil and holding it to the right to make space for our new image. Then click on the pencil up top and drag it into the lower section. And beautiful. So for our PicMonkey design of the images on the right, it's probably in our best interest to make one exactly the same size as the Krista advertisement and then just put a white space in the middle of that image so it's one image on the right instead of two. So we can right click, delete these skinny images, and now we can just right click and duplicate the Krista advertisement, and we can see, like, by clicking and dragging how that would look if we had two images. So it would look really nice and lined up on the bottom and on the top. Or if you wanted to be clever, you could put in a Google AdSense advertisement or a Sovereign advertisement or something you learned in our video on 10 ways to make money blogging. That could get you some revenue too. In our case, we're gonna keep it real though with an image. So let's go back to PicMonkey. And I like opening a new window just in case we wanna change that old design, and go to PicMonkey. Now instead of edit, we're gonna go to design and custom size. And we want this one to be 1600 by 1600 because that's how big the Krista advertisement was. And click make it. So on Krista Travels' Instagram, I know I want to steal this image of La Terrasse and the image of the Eiffel Tower. So I went ahead and emailed myself those direct photos because I don't know a way to steal images from Instagram. If you do, please hit me up in the comments and let me know. And I'm just going to download these two and then show you how to design our own little custom collage in PicMonkey. So save and save, and then back in PicMonkey, we're going to click on the butterfly, which is also where you add images on top of an image. So we're gonna click add your own, my computer, hit up the downloads, grab one image and open it. And the canvas will stay the right 16 by 1600 size. All right, and we can just position it wherever we want and add another one, my computer. Grab our second image, beautiful. All right, so given that these are long images, we might wanna make the gap in the middle. So what we're going to do, folks, is just rearrange the images perfectly with this nice Z shape as such, so there's equal amounts of each image on the screen and equal white space around them. Then we're going to head back to our text tab and grab some more of the Pacifico, so it remembers we like Pacifico. Just click and add text. Click in the middle and start typing. I'm gonna write out your, then try to get that your the right size because that's going at the top of the screen. Now we're gonna click on the Pacifico text, command copy and command paste. I'm gonna bring it down and I'm gonna rotate that vertically. An easy way to rotate vertically is to hold shift and then click on the rotator in the middle and drag it, and it should lock in once it gets to a vertical position. And now let's hit paste again to get that one more time. And down below, we're going to write guide. Size down the text so it fits a little bit better. And what we're going for here, I'm not sure we accomplished it, but I think we got close, is to have it look like a street that's walking down your travel guide to a cool destination down that street. Alright, with a couple more movements of the images, I think we're all done, and we can put this on our website. Alright, and the look we're going for here is to make the Your Travel Guide take us down a cool street to a cool destination, just like Krista's walking down this street here. And yeah, I think we got it. You can always find arrows also if you're in the butterfly tab over here. There's going to be some arrows down below, so if you want to use them, go ahead. That's obviously a common choice, but right now we are ready to export. Let's click on the export button. Name it Your Travel Guide Banner. And now it's ready for the web. Export to computer. Just like before, save it. Now we'll go back to Elementor and then click on the right-hand advertisement. And now in the left-hand window, we're going to click on the image and delete it. Add media again. Upload file, select files, and double click on your travel guide banner. Alright, and it's already large, so perfect. Insert into post. And voila, you did it. So now it lines up on the bottom and on the top, and we have two cool ways of looking at an image. I got to admit that took us a little bit of time and work, but I think the lasting impression that this sort of beauty makes on your visitors will be worth it. Make sure to update. Now let's click the hamburger and we're going to view page. And voila. Alright guys and gals, now it's time to talk about promoting your e-commerce website so you don't hide from the world, but you make a big presence when you launch and hit the ground running, as they say. So we're going to set up your email newsletter with MailChimp, and we're going to also set up all of your social media buttons so that people can easily click and follow. To set up your email newsletter, we just need to go to Edit with Elementor and scroll down to our MailChimp form right here. Then just click anywhere in the form. We can just get rid of this accept GDPR thing. And now it looks super clean, so we just want to actually set up MailChimp because it already looks good. So then it says you need to set up your API key and list ID on the settings page, so let's update and then click on that. Alright, go into settings page. We're going to skip this. And this is where MailChimp lives, along with a lot of other advanced stuff. Go to integrations. Alright, and then it's going to say we need an API key and a list ID, and we can follow this article to get them. Alright, so we're just following the links here. We're going to first log into our MailChimp here. We set one up together brand new in our How to Make a WordPress Blog at SiteGround video, so if you don't have one and you get confused on how to create an account, then you can reference that, but it's super easy and free. All we did before was just click create an account, tell them a little bit about us, like our business name, our address, our website, and like what we want to do, and then they give you a free account. So once you do that, you'll be able to log in like we're going to do here. So MailChimp is really cool and free. I'll obviously leave you a link in the description to MailChimp, and a lot of people like them because they let you send newsletters and campaigns to I think up to 2,000 people before you have to pay anything. So darn good deal. And to get that information that WordPress needs, that API key and the list ID, we're going to hover on our name and then click on account. Now click on extras and API keys. And you'll have to create a new API key, but we already did, so we're just going to highlight it and copy it. And this will connect your MailChimp list with WordPress, so when people enter their email on your WordPress blog, it gets stored right here and you start building a list. Okay, so we're going to feed WordPress with the first piece of information it needs, paste that in. Now the list ID is a little bit harder to find. We have to go back to MailChimp, and we're going to click on audience this time. Again, you don't have to do much in MailChimp or really even know what any of this means. Just get it going, start collecting subscribers, and we'll figure it out later together. View contacts, and then we're going to click on settings, audience name and defaults, and here we have our audience ID. So just highlight this guy without the period, copy it, and paste it into WordPress. Beautiful, and save it, and now MailChimp will be working. And you have your very own free WordPress newsletter. Alright, let's go back to the WordPress site. Now to set up our social media icons, which look kind of bland right there without the little icon, we're going to click on Customize at the top. So customize, if we didn't cover it already, is like where all the extra WordPress stuff goes on. Sometimes you'll have theme options, or you'll just be able to edit WordPress in Elementor. If you can't find something though, it's probably in Customize. So at the moment, I actually can't find where to insert our social media links to get the buttons to show up. So one good strategy if you're stuck is to copy your link and take it to Twitter. And I'm going to ask Nick from OceanWP, who I've chatted with before, where that is, because I know he made the theme, and tweet it off. And now we can keep working, and hopefully he'll get back to us before the end of the video. So now that we have some products, and those products have categories like jackets, formal, men, women, now is a good time to put those categories in the sidebar and replace this default menu. To create our own menu, we're going to go to Customize. And then of course Menus. We'll open up the main nav, and here we can just click to open one of these product categories and then click remove, because we don't have any suits yet, don't have any shoes. Alright, and we're just going to keep the home page there. Then we're going to click add items. Alright, and now here we can go to product categories, and we can choose men, women, jackets, formal, swimwear, with the check mark, and anything else you want. Alright, going to close the product categories. You can also just do normal categories, like if you have a topic on your blog that you want to put in the menu, or if you have individual products that you want to put in too. We could put in like the striped swimsuits, the badass yellow beret, formal attire, leather jacket, and the ebook. Okay, so now if we want to indent the item so there's like convenient lists for people to shop under, you can just take one of them to the top and then drag it to the right a little to create a drop-down menu. And we can do that with the swimsuits and the yellow beret. And if something applies to both men and women, then we're going to need to create a custom link, which is the same as this link for matching formal attire, for example. Alright, let's just make sure we indent the right things, and the ebook can just be its own little menu item. We're just going to open it and change the name so it's not too long, so you can change the menu tab just by writing in your own little version of it. And now we'll publish and see what we made. Alright, so I'm going to keep this menu window open. I'm going to right click on this X, just a little trick, and open the thing in a new tab. Alright, so now we can open up men with a nice plus sign, and we can get to the matching formal attire, for example. And if we want to put this under women, let's just click it in the URL bar and copy the link. Then go back to menus, alright, and we're going to click add items, go with a custom link, paste in that URL. For the link text, you're just going to also write the same thing, so matching formal attire, and add to menu. And now you'll be able to tell the difference because this one is a custom link and the other one is a product, but really they do the same thing because they go to the same page. So let's put that under women and publish. Click back to home, and now both men and women have the matching formal attire. How cool is that? Alright guys, so people can buy whatever they want now through your own custom menu. Customize is great because this also lets us control the upper menu. We can just go back and then we can click on top nav, and that's where we have the things like my account, checkout, contact, and so on and so forth. I just want to capitalize account because that's been bothering me for a little bit. Close that one, and I'm just going to write in menu labels because it looks like WordPress was just guessing what they should be called, and we want to actually call them what they're called. And publish. X out and see what we made. Great job. To change your contact info in the top bar in the upper right corner, we're going to go back to Customize. Then navigate to top bar and content. And here we have a little bit of HTML and CSS that OceanWP wrote for us. So we just have to edit the right parts. Alright, so I'm going to look for where it says info@yourdomain.com. And we can write in your email address. Alright, I have a video on how to create your own custom email address with your web host, so I'll leave you a link to that below. Looking good, and then we can change the phone number easily too. That's not a real phone number at all, so please don't call it, and publish. With our top nav done, we might as well change our bottom nav, aka our footer. So to change the footer, we're going to go back to, you guessed it, Customize. and then head down to footer widgets. And this is actually just the style that goes on the widgets. So we're going to go back up and just go to normal widgets. Now we have footer 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's open the first one, which is a custom header logo. We're going to remove that once we have our own logo. And now we're going to go to footer 2, open the text, and get rid of the demo text, because our site's not about lemon drops and cake bear claws, but we are a demo e-commerce. And then the social icons we're going to leave alone, because I actually tried entering in our own links already, but they're not working, so we got to hear back from Nick. Alright, that looks good. We can now move on to footer 3. Open up the contact info, and to add in your own contact info for your business, if you have your own street address. You can of course change the icon classes if you know like the shortcode to the icon. Let me know if you need help finding those individual icons, but right now they did a pretty good job with the pin, phone, and so on. So I'm just going to change up our street name. I'm going to go with Chelsea Market, or have a little space at the YouTube studio over there. If you're ever at YouTube Spaces, definitely come give me a knock, see what's up. Maybe we could make something together. Alright, so that's the address. You can just copy it right out of Google, come back to Elementor, and paste it in. Alright, now our phone number is 1-800-Ecommerce, and scrolling down. Mobile is 100. SiteGround, so you can call them for any tech support. No, just kidding. You can always ask me anything below. And then our email is URL greg@doyourblogger.org. What did I do? Oh, that's not the URL. So yeah, the URL I believe is just your email. And then WordPress will convert it into a link so someone can click it and it'll just open up a new email for them. Yep, and we know that by looking at the link, we can see that there's a little mail to in the bottom left corner of the screen over there. Mail to link. All right, perfect. Now we can just publish that. And the last part of our footer that we want to change is our Instagram. Let's go back to footer 4. That's probably the most fun part of the footer. Open the Instagram. And all you need to do to get your own Instagram to show up is just choose a username or hashtag. So ours is @Narayan, just a nickname that my best friend in college came up with. And we're going to need to change the settings a little bit. So we don't want the whole post to show up. Maybe we are better off for now with just a hashtag, and we'll ask Nick about that one too. And we figured it out. So just including the word is what we want. We don't want the @ or the hashtag, because that will actually bring in the whole post. So it must be a setting on Instagram itself. Like if I put SiteGround, it shows normally, but if I put @SiteGround, it also shows normally. But if I put Narayan, it shows like all my posts. And I tell you what, I'm going to ask the community, I'm going to ask you guys if you know how to fix an Instagram widget here, or if you're an Instagram expert and you know why it would pull in like all of our posts and our hashtags and our little emojis right here. What's going on at Instagram? So let us know in the comments. Thanks a lot. For now, just having SiteGround in there looks good. You can learn a little bit more about the people behind the machine. And yeah, go ahead and click on those. We're going to publish and we're done with our footer. But there's one more step in the footer, which is the bottom bar. So we can go back out of footer and we're going to click on footer bottom. And there we have the copyright. So this looks okay right now with the copyright. And if you want to put in like an affiliate link to your theme, this is a great place for it. You can write, OceanWP theme and put a link on OceanWP theme so people can click if they like your look and go ahead and buy the same theme. In our case, we're going to leave the credit. We're just going to get rid of the by Nick. Put a vertical bar and then write SiteGround e-commerce guide.com, just because I've always liked having a link to our site in the footer. So then we can grab our URL from the top, copy that, and to insert a link, you just want to write an open bracket. A href means link equals quotation mark, paste in the URL, which for some reason didn't get fully copied. There we go. And now after the second quotation mark, make a alligator bracket to close it. And then anything after this bracket will be the anchor text. So this is perfect. Now just close off a bracket and close off an A. And we just made a link in the footer. Lastly, we just need a copyright symbol and we can grab that from Google. All right here in the results, copy that little piece of text, come back, and we're gonna put that right after copyright. And then we're just gonna write another bar and all rights reserved, which I still don't really know what that means. And publish. Great job. And X out and see what we made. Next, it's time to make a unique logo that's totally you, so you have a logo ready when you launch your store. So we can go to Logo Maker, that's LOGOMAKR without the E.com, where we always make our logos. Click in the gray space, and then I always like searching a graphic. You can always make something unique because they have over 1 million of them. And palm tree usually works well for me, but you can literally search anything like car or baseball or couch or whatever. And I want an icon where the logo is separated a little bit in its design, so I can put in 2 colors and it's not just one consistent image. So I'm gonna try this guy right here. And again, this is just a demo logo, so you can probably make a better logo. Now we're gonna hit T for some text and just write in C and G. And we're gonna move it to the top and hit text again in case we wanna make a different font. We have another text block and write shopping. Cool, so we can just position and drag a little bit, and you can see like maybe the C and G could be the big one and then the shopping could be beneath it. Probably not under it, but just like beneath it. All right, and we can line it up with the little helper lines. Bring shopping in a little bit. Beautiful. All right, then we're gonna get to changing the colors. So we're gonna open up our text editor where we have our color palette. We labeled them with orange and the pink because it's hard to read just the letters and numbers. Now we're gonna copy the orange without the hash brown sign, just the letters and numbers. Come up to the color wheel up here and make sure you're selected on the text you wanna change the color of. And then just double click on the hex and then paste it over. Beautiful, and then we can do the same for shopping. So open the text editor, double click on the pink and copy, and come back to the hex and paste it over. Nailed it. If you want to change part of the image, you can just click on the paint bucket, and then you'll be changing it to whatever color is selected here, and then you can just click on top of it. How cool is that? All right, nice guys. All right, to change the font, we can just click into the text again, and that might open up some new text, so we're gonna delete, but we mainly want to get our arrow back. So now we can click on the C and G, change it from a font category maybe to fancy and cursive, and then change it to the different font we might want. And there's Pacifico, so we can be super consistent to our brand. All right, and then move it to the left. We gotta center things again because Pacifico made it a little smaller. All right, I'm gonna make shopping a little smaller too. And beautiful. So once your logo is ready, we just need to hit the crop button in the lower right and then pull in the white space if it didn't get it perfectly. And then hit enter. And then we're gonna save it in the upper right. We're gonna hit no thanks because we don't wanna pay anything right now, but you do need to give credit to Logo Maker, so make sure you do that and they'll have instructions for you on that previous page. Then just name it, so SG Ecommerce, logo version 1, and save it. Beautiful. Now to publish your new logo, let's go back to WordPress and click Customize. And we're gonna hit Header because that's where logo lives. And then we're gonna click Remove and select Logo. Select Files to find our logo on our computer. And there she is. So just select and open. And we're gonna select it and skip cropping. And now we have a new logo. If you wanna make it a little bigger, you can play with the max width and max height. Just keep in mind that then you'll actually have to choose on a size. And so it's not an amazing logo, but I bet you can build a better one. All right, and we'll publish. Now let's get that logo in our footer section down below. Oh wait, it already showed up. Cool, so WordPress knew that because we changed our header logo, we wanted to change our footer logo, so that is done. All right guys, we're gonna X out, and you might notice it's been saying not secure in that red or gray, and it's starting to really kind of bother us. So now it's time to set up our SSL certificate, aka how to get the green padlock icon. And in SiteGround, you already have one, you just need to activate it, and we're gonna do that with a plugin. So this step really gets a lot of people to stumble, but I'll show you how to solve it right now. Let's go back to the dashboard, and we're gonna click on Plugins, and we're gonna hover on Plugins and click Add New. And then we're just gonna do a search for Really Simple SSL. It's kind of the coolest plugin ever. Install now and activate it. All right, and that's going to help us get our SSL going. Just click go ahead, activate SSL. All right, and now let's click to our dashboard and see if it's working, and it is. How cool is that? So you don't have any mixed or insecure content on the homepage. You just get the padlock right away. Connection is secure. Great job. So I thought our social icons were not working because why would they just show a little box right there? But then I looked at this demo website we're making together on my spare laptop, and they showed up just fine. So now I'm thinking it's a cache issue, and we need to really do a hard delete of our browser cache. Now I have this cache tool in Chrome that you can just click and it says clearing cache, and then you can like delete it, but still things aren't showing up. So why don't we try to purge the SG cache and then refresh, go to the dashboard, we're gonna go to SG Optimizer and now click purge cache here. Open the site in a new tab. And even that didn't work, so we're on a classic WordPress hunt together, and we're going to need to go to Customize to find it. Let's click on Header, because that's where our logo lives, and Social Menu. And now it looks like we need to actually figure out how the social plugin works. So, Social Menu is enabled. We're going to check that. And we're basically going to go down the settings until we figure out how to get those icons to show up. Let's choose a template. Okay, that's nothing. Link style, how about simple? Okay, that's not going to do it. Now let's go down and let's give some social media links. So instead of the hash brown, let's try the full link to our Twitter. Still didn't work. All right, let's try the full link to our Facebook. Now we're going to right click and open a new tab and see if we have any changes. Still nothing. Delete the cache again. And the social icons still don't show, so I'm pretty sure it's my browser acting up. It's some sort of icon in the background, which is like getting in the way of the actual icon showing up. Or maybe there's duplicate icons because I've installed so many themes here. In any case, I'm gonna open it up to you guys. I'm gonna ask you if you know why social icons don't show up and to tell me if they do show up on your browser and what you did. Which means you have two assignments now. You have the social icons and you have the Instagram widget. But if anyone can do it, I know you guys can because you usually solve everything for us that I can't do on my own. Alright folks, we have one more e-commerce setup step to work on, and that's to link our cart pages to our checkout pages to our account pages, and we do that in our e-commerce settings. So let's go to the dashboard, and that's actually the WooCommerce settings, I should say. So WooCommerce settings. This one's pretty hard to find. We're going to go to advanced. And we actually need to assign a cart page and so on and so forth for this page setup. So obviously cart page is cart, checkout page is checkout, and so on and so forth. And then we don't have a terms and conditions yet, but you definitely should make one of those just to explain to people all those little details. And then we're going to save changes. And check out the site again. So now when we click on one of the products and we add it to the cart, we got to choose the size, of course, and the color first. And then add to the cart. We'll go through the normal flow of e-commerce just like you would on Amazon. Now we can view cart, and we can apply a coupon, and update the cart, and then check out. And why don't we get a coupon going right now so that we can actually test out our own shopping carts here and see if it works to collect money for you. So we can go back to our dashboard. Now to create a coupon, we're going to go to WooCommerce. Coupons. That's how important they are. They have their own setting. So create your first coupon, and the coupon code is just like what people type in. So this would be something like summer 2019, or whatever year you're watching this, you know, like summer 2020, I guess, because summer 2019 is over. Description, so this is my 50% off option, but because we're going to make a purchase, actually we're going to go with something higher, like 98%, so I don't have to spend a lot of money right now. And then this is going to be a percentage discount. So you have some options here: fixed cart, fixed product, or fixed percentage. And then we have the coupon amount. We're going to do 98%. You hit question mark and say like what the value of the coupon is. Yep. Allow free shipping, and you can say when it expires. So let's go with the calendar. This is going to expire on November 1st, so no one can take advantage of it for too long. And we're going to hit publish. Alright, so now when we go back to our cart, we're going to refresh the page so the coupon is working, and we're going to X out of all these expensive things. because why would you need 2 leather jackets? And then we're going to hit the coupon code of summer 2020, apply it. All right, we get a really nice discount. So removed was 98%. I'm going to pay this $120, guys. Don't worry about it. I got you covered here. I'm going to go to checkout. We're going to make sure our e-commerce website works. So we're going to go with billing details of just ourselves, which is exactly what a customer would put in. They don't have to put the company name, but if they want you to know their company, that's fine. Country, street address. All right, so I'm probably gonna have to blank out some of this stuff. Might as well start now. All right, we got our details in there. Now we're gonna hit PayPal. Like I said before, this is the most common because someone can hit it up with someone can pay you with their PayPal balance or with any sort of credit or debit card. And now proceed to PayPal. All right, so it's asking us to log in with PayPal. And, I collect money to my PayPal balance from a lot of blogging payments, different blogging gigs I have set up. But a lot of people don't use PayPal, so they're going to go with pay with credit or debit card down here. So they'll just click that. And then it's time to enter in the PayPal guest checkout. So it's super nice. It's a guest, so, people don't have to worry about too much information being stored. And we're going to go with our credit card number and then pay now. All right, so got to blank this out again. All right, you successfully paid $1.20. Let's see the results here. All right, so your customers get this standard neat and clean PayPal receipt. And then we're going to go to our email and see what it sent us. So it says so-and-so sent us money. And by the way, I had to use Krista's credit card. So if you try to do this with your own credit card on your own site, don't expect it to work too well. So here's our payment. It's really awesome. Someone bought the leather jacket. Feeling good. Made our first sale. Awesome. From a total stranger, sort of. Looks like we got plus 87 cents. How about that? We're going to open it up. So PayPal does take a fee. They don't charge you to have a website and they don't charge you to be on your website, but they do charge you when someone pays through PayPal through your website. And that charge is, in this case, out of $1.20, it was 33 cents. So we got 87 cents profit, but don't worry, that 33 cents looks big, but it's actually 2.9% the PayPal charges plus 30 cents. And obviously you're a merchant or business there. So if we do the math there, so we see that we got $1.20 from the sale, and they're going to charge us 2.9% of that. So $1.20 times 0.029 equals 3 cents. So 3 cents is the first number that came out of what we received, and they round down. So it's just 3 cents, not 3.48 cents or something. You can multiply that by 100 to look at it like actually 3 cents. There we go. And then in addition to that 3 cents, PayPal charges an additional 30 cents just for doing business. So that's 33 cents total. 3 plus 30 is 33. And that's why we got 87 cents for that purchase. Now, as you can imagine, if the cost of the leather jacket were more like the real cost of a new leather jacket, it might be more like $80 that you got. And so 2.9% of that would be 80 times 0.029 equals $2.32 plus 0.3. So out of $80, you'd only have to pay $2.62, for example, and you'd keep a lot more of the proceeds. In any case, now you know how to receive payments from your e-commerce website to your PayPal from one of your customers, PayPal's or their credit cards or debit cards. And most importantly of all, it all works. All right, so we're gonna go back to our site now, and this is where I'm gonna leave you guys. All right, guys and gals, so that brings us to the end of our tutorial. I'm super sad to go because I really enjoyed making this for you. I hope you learned how to make your own e-commerce website using SiteGround, and I hope you love the final result, whatever theme you ended up choosing. Now for how to enter our giveaway and get free coaching, I want everyone to click on Contact, and we're gonna use the awesome contact form that our website came with to enter the giveaway. All you have to do is pop in your first name, last name, email. Make sure to choose sales, and for the issue, choose order. And then I want you to paste in your SiteGround receipt from your hosting orders to prove to me that you took that small step and committed to setting up your own WordPress.org website. You can also enter in whatever questions you have or comments, and then click submit. That'll go right to my email, and I'll automatically enter you in our giveaway, where we give out real Amazon Cash gift cards every month to real people like you. So just make sure to hit submit and send that over to us, and also let me know in the YouTube comments that you entered. Alright guys, thanks so much again for watching. I really hope to inspire you, and I hope to be your WordPress teacher, your WordPress guru, whatever you want to call it, into the future. I'm here for you, and our awesome YouTube and blog community is too. You are not alone. And I guess, yeah, welcome to WordPress. Before you leave, please make sure to smash that like button if you support free WordPress help and if you learned anything here. And also make sure to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you'll get the latest SiteGround tutorials right when we release them, so you can keep your website running fast and up to date. Alright guys and gals, I'll talk to you very soon. I'm Narayan. Thanks for watching.